Believe it or not, this sourdough bread only took me 15 minutes of work. When we look up how to make a sourdough bread in books, like this one, for example, which is mine, you realize that it's going to take a while. There are many steps involved, and between them, there's a long waiting time. And the whole process feels endless. So, why don't we break it down? Let's take a look at this graphic. So this is the whole process. The first thing that we need is to have an active sourdough starter. Then we can start with the mixing. Just flour and water. That is going to take us around 5 minutes. Then we need to let the dough rest for around 1 hour till the autolyse is ready, when the dough is kneaded by itself. Then, only then, we'll be ready to add the sourdough starter, the active sourdough starter. Then we need to let the dough rest again for around 40 minutes till we add the salt and maybe some few drops of water. Then we have to wait 30 minutes till we start with the first stretching and folding. Another rest of 30 minutes, second stretching and folding, then another rest of 30 minutes and another stretching and folding. Then we'll be ready to let the dough double in size. That is going to take us around 3 hours. And then we'll be ready to shape the bread. That is going to take us around 5 minutes. Then we put it in the banneton and finally in the fridge for the cold fermentation. What a long process. So that is what books say. But today we're going to make something different. We're going to bake a sourdough bread showing that we can reduce the real amount of working time to the minimum, and at the same time obtaining the same results, and showing that baking sourdough bread doesn't make you a sourdough slave. And we're going to use all that spare time to live our life, and not just baking bread. Oh, really? Alright, so first let's check today's formula. And here it is. It's a really simple sourdough recipe. Just a little bit of bread flour, whole wheat flour, water, sourdough starter, and salt. Remember that you can download my app, Gluten Morgan Baker's Percentage, which now is a baker's social media for free for Android and iPhone. Since the idea of this challenge is to reduce the amount of real working time, what I'm going to do is to mix all the ingredients at the same time. But first, let's set a timer. So in the bowl, I need to hurry up and put all the ingredients all together. Whole wheat flour, salt, now sourdough, really active starter. The water goes in, 30 seconds. Now, with the Danish whisk, I'll start mixing everything. The only thing that I'm going to do, just mix everything till everything is well combined. No dry ingredients. And that's all by the moment. Okay, I think I'm done. Whoa, take a look, nothing dry. Everything well mixed. Let me stop the timer. 1 minute and 1 second. That is all the work we've done so far. Now, I cover it with the lid, and I'm going to let it sit here on the counter for around 4 hours. But for this, I have some help, the Crostello Smart Bowl, which comes with this sensor, which is connected to my cell phone and tracks and keeps me informed at all times what is going on with the dough, while I'll keep living my life. He's Sourdough, the real boss, and when I give him a walk, I'm going to tell you what is happening right now in the bowl, which are basically 2 things. Let's go. The first thing that is going to happen while we hydrate the flour is that the proteins inside the flour, the gliadin and the glutenin, start building a network. Building the famous gluten network. In other words, the dough kneads by itself, which is known in bakery as autolyse. Okay, let's check how the dough is going on. Good, we still have some time. The second thing that is going on while the dough kneads by itself is that we have already added the sourdough starter. So the dough is beginning to rise and generate all the gases from the fermentation. Oh, just a second. Okay, oh, yes, the app is telling me that the dough is ready. Okay, time to go back to the lab. So now it's time to keep on working. So far we've been working for 1 minute and 1 second. So now what I'm going to do is to unmold the dough and shape the batter. Okay, so let's continue. Whoa. There you go. So with some semolina or flour or rice flour, whatever you have, I'm going to mold dough really careful so I don't lose all the air. It's incredible. I just can't believe that this dough was made almost by itself. No kneading, no stretching and folding. Take a look at it. Incredible. So now some more semolina here in the baton. And now let's shape the batter. Wow, good. So one side here. The other side goes here. And now I'm going to roll it like this. And it's almost done. Let me close this end. The other end. Some more semolina. How much time? Almost 2 minutes. Whoa, perfect. And now I'm going to put bread in here. There it goes. Let me cover it. Ready. Stop it. Wow. Ooh, 2 minutes, 20 seconds. So that's all the job for the moment. I'm going to take the bread into the fridge until tomorrow. All right, bye-bye. Maybe you're wondering, why are we doing cold fermentation? The thing is that cold is the best friend of the baker. When we lower the temperature in the dough, all the yeast fall asleep. But the lactobacteria stay awake and working at the same time. So, 3 incredible things are going to happen during the night. Bacteria during the night will continue producing the most complex nutty and buttery notes. And if we would have done it in direct mode without cold fermentation, that would have never happened. And also, during the night, the microorganisms will break down all the starches, the sugars of the dough, making it more digestible for us. And finally, the dough tomorrow is going to be firmer, so the scoring is going to be more precise. And also, the contrast of temperature between a cold bread and a hot oven is going to make the oven spring incredible. So, making the bread took us only around 2 minutes. Now, the only thing left is to bake it, but that's going to happen tomorrow. Whew. Morning. Okay, good. Baking day. For this kind of breads, we need steam in the oven, so we can get this oven spring. There are many ways to do that. I have many videos about that method, but today I'm going to use the classic one, using a Dutch oven, which is going to help us to build some steam while we bake the bread. So when I put the bread in here and cover it with this, all the water that evaporates from the bread is going to transform into steam. That's going to help to keep this moist and let this oven spring happen. Okay, so let's preheat the Dutch oven first. Okay, so the oven is set to 482 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm going to preheat the Dutch oven for around 45 minutes. Okay, the Dutch oven is almost ready, so it's time to take the bread out of the fridge. Okay, good. So here is the bread. Take a look at it. Wow, it looks amazing. Ready to be baked. Okay, let me bring back the Dutch oven. So here is the heavy and hot Dutch oven. Good. So let me open this up. Whew. Thanks, gloves. Okay, so I have some semolina or flour or rice flour here. I'm going to put here on the skillet and also on the bottom. Ooh. And I'm going to put some more semolina on the back of the bread, ready to unmold. Wow, beautiful. So now, with this lamb, which has a new razor blade, ooh, really sharp, time to score it. Okay, let me put my gloves on again, and let's cover with the lid. So first part of the baking, The oven is preheated at 482 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's going to be here for around 15 minutes. Wow, so here it is. Ooh, heavy and hot. So let's open it up and see what's inside. The moment of truth. Ooh. Wow, excellent oven spring. I just can't believe it. So now just need to take it back for a few minutes to make it golden brown. Wow, let's go. Time to bring back bread out of the oven. Let's go. Oh, hello. Wow, okay. Let me put this for a few seconds here, and I'm going to slice it up. Okay, I just can't wait. Whew, take a look at it. It's beautiful. All these bubbles, thanks to the cold fermentation. Wow. I need to open this right now. Just can't believe it. Take a look at this crumb. Incredible. And remember, we did it in less than 15 minutes. And it's really hot. Wow. I know it's not the best time to open the bread when it's still hot. I need to try this one right now. Wow. Gorgeous. So, when you slice hot bread, it's not good to do it this way. It's better to put it this way and then cut the slices. Oof. Haha. Beautiful bread right out of the oven. So, I'm missing something. Test without butter. A little bit hot yet. It's going to help me to melt the butter. Wow. And here we go. The crust is unbelievable. And the crumb too. Just bread, butter, and salt. Nothing else. Well, so we did this bread in less than 15 minutes. Incredible, right? So this method, you can apply it to any other recipe that you have. It will work the same, maybe a little bit slight of time changings, but it's going to work perfectly. So please write me in comments what you think about this new method. Like this video, share it, and I'll see you on the next one. And may the gluten be with you. Wow.